It's a go.
Hi, everyone. We are Company A. My name is Tina, and these are our group members, and Minzy and Lily. Today, we would like to show the result and strategies that our company used in this project. And from here, this is the result of our companies. At first, in the year 6 and 7, we have a very low result, which far behind other competitors. But in the year 8, we went to the top and maintained the first positions until year 12. Based on this, in these presentations, we would like to talk about what we did to bring our company from the bottom to the top. And this is the outline of the strategies and the content that we will cover today. And now let me first talk about the strategy plan for our companies. Our strategies based on our two products, which are the AC cameras and the UAV drones. For the AC cameras, we choose the best cost strategy, and based on this strategy, that we put the our product quality and the prices to close the industry average to make the AC camera the cash cow of the company. And from here you can see we have a very stable profit margin. Yeah. And for the UAV drones, we use the differentiation strategy to provide the best in industry average product quality. To think the reason that is the UAV drone, it can generate the most of the profit in the long run. And from here, the operating profit margin chart that profit of margin of the UAV drone is increased significantly over the time. Now let me talk more detail about the product and marketing strategy that our company used. And for the AC cameras, we choose the best cost strategy since that we want to use this strategy to balance our long-term goal, short-term goal, and investor expectations. And based on this, the PQ rating from here, you can see the PQ rating and the cumulative R&D of AC cameras were average and below average in the industry, but the price is continue very high, since the consumers, they did not want the high quantity product, and they had a quite inelastic demand. But at the same time, for the sales promotions, we try to keep the number of promote weeks and discount rate significantly impact the sales. And based on this, we try to keep these two categories above the industry average. And now let me talk about the UAV drones. We choose the differentiation strategy since that the UAV drones have a very high expected growth rate, and the customers in this market prefer high quality products and with very advanced features. And based on this, we spent a lot on the R&D spending. And from the chart, you can see first for the PQ ratings and price, they were always the highest in the industries, things like the customers they prefer the advanced products, and for the communicative R&D spendings, we are also to keep us as high as possible in order to reduce the cost of goods sold when upgrading. But at the same time, we do not have the discount for the online retailers, because we wanted to avoid the cannibalism of the company's own online channel, and instead of that we spend a lot of money on the web display and search engaging advertising. We to keep them as high as possible. And now let me move to Lily to talk about the production strategy and compensation and labor strategy.
Thank you, Tina, for the introduction and the introduction to our business strategy. Let's move on to the production strategy. We have no facility expansion until year 9, and as the market share remained relatively unchanged from year 6 to year 12. We did a robust upgrade in year 9 when the demand is nearly reached production capacity. It means more people want to buy a product. So we did the upgrade for the company and reduce the labor costs. I'll explain a little more. Let's move on to the second page. This is the result for our AC camera. Our total compensation is very stable, about slightly below the industry average, but our productivity is slightly raising. You can see from the chart. And the labor cost was remaining high until year 8, but because we did the robust upgrade, so it goes down, reducing the labor cost. And for the UAV drone, we did differentiation strategy. So we do have we motivate our employees. We give them high compensation, encouraging them to do their work and increase their productivity. The reason we do this because we want to providing a high quality UVA drone to the customer. What exactly we do in Globus is we raise the assembly quality incentive, which is the money we give to the manager, rather than checking if the quality is meets the standard. And we have high attendance bonus. We give employees who goes to the company and bonus for them, encouraging them to continue. We have high fringe benefit package. This is like we're providing transportation, free transportation for the employee to get commutes easier. And we maximum best productivity improvement, which is also the reason we have such a high productivity. And then we're beginning to.
Hi everyone. Our financial strategy is mainly the following 3. The first, we concentrate on the research and development of camera and drones in the beginning years. This is because that we can later upgrade our product with lower cost of goods sold. And the second is that we take loans in the year 7, year 9, and year 10. The reason we're doing that is because we can take advantage of the low interest rate, and we can also use the loans to repurchase our own stock back. We were confident that our stock price would keep rising. And the last is that we upgrade our robotic facilities in the year 9. Our facility was nearly operating in the full capacity, and we spend money to upgrade it so we can fulfill our future demand in the following years. And there's one thing to notice that our ending cash balance in year 5, 6, 7, and 9 was not consistent. It's because our cash management was inefficient. And the zero ending cash balance in year 7 and 9 is a big problem for us. It's because that our projected ending cash flow was set too low. When the real market is worse than we forecast, we don't have any cash on hand. And about CSR, we cared more about our own employees' working condition and the green and renewable energy programs.
Alright, so next to competitions, so we noticed that the competition between AC camera and the UAV drone is completely different. And I want to notice one thing here is that we only do the analysis of AC camera in the analysis of the North American market because this is the main market that we focus on. The European market is quite similar to North America, and for Latin America and Asia, because they have disadvantage in terms of delivery cost and duty tax. So we only maintain those two markets to break even. Instead, we only focus on the main profit contribution is the North American market and the European market. So in year 8, you will see that so there's an arrow with the font here, design here, but you can see that every company is so they spend quite little on promotion and ads, whereas their price set range widely from low to high. So we decided to follow a very different strategy by spending aggressively on sales promotion and advertising. Until year 11, you see that everyone seems to follow the same strategy because now the position in the market is quite similar. All companies will, everyone spend aggressively on promotion and ads in the final years, and the overall price and PQ ratings everyone also increased to match the highest. However, the highest price did not increase. So that means that the price are quite similar, but the highest price does not increase compared to the first years. For UAV drones, at the beginning years, everyone spent aggressively on ads and retailer discount, while price and PQ rating, they range quite widely. Three of the competitors set their price below 10,000. Only company B spent high, and we consider company B to be our main competitors in UVA drones because they have the same strategy in terms of UAV drone. But again, we go against opposite to other competitors. We save money on sales, on advertising, and we save money we spend on R&D instead in order to upgrade the product in the future. So until year 11, it seems like in this case, the competition is more diverse compared to AC camera. B and D, you can see that the price and PQ rating did not increase much. They spend probably the advertising and retail discounts change minorly, but E and C, their strategy, their position changed dramatically over the years. It has increased, they upgrade their products to very high price and peak rating, nearly reach our price and peak rating, while still put so much money on search engine advertising and retailer discount. And overall, the entire positions of the every players in the market increased in terms of price and peak rating, as well as the spending on advertising. So one thing to notice here is that we have a major change in our strategy in year 8. So in year 6, we follow differentiation for both AC camera and UVA drone, but we do not mention here because this was the first mistake that we made that resulting in our last positions in the market. And we did not just come last, but we fall so much short behind other competitors. The error is that because we did not make proper market research, in this case, read the participants' guide, so that we come up with the wrong strategy for AC camera. So in year 8, when we already learned our lesson, we changed the strategy for AC camera from differentiation to best cost. And AC camera become the cash cow of the company. They generate most of the money in the first years so that we can both meet the investor expectation, but also we have the funding to increase R&D spending for UAV drone. In year 9, when our products for UAV drones has already stand out in the market in terms of quality, we start to increase money on marketing spends to start promoting our brands to the customers. And in year 11, when we approach the final years, we start to cut prices to squeeze margins of other competitors. Well, just same strategy as Tesla has been doing. And also at the same time, we increase operation efficiency to reduce cost and in order to still be able to maintain margin when we reduce cost. And in year 12, we win. So conclusion. So there are two things.
How do you really feel?
We have done several things right. The first thing is that we have a strategic plan for each product that made us stood out from competitors. We do not copy other competitors, but we find a niche for a company to enter without much competition. The second thing is that every operational strategies we have was consistent with the strategic plan. So marketing, finance, and compensation are different for a UAV drone and for AC camera. It has to match with our strategic plan for each product. Next is that, well, because this is a simulation, we have to test it out different variable combinations in order to find the most optimal ones. I find this hard to do in reality because in Globus you can try it out free without any. Well, so for example, in order to find the best price, we just try different numbers so that our projected numbers was the best. And last is that we focus on CSR from the beginning because again, when we increase price for AC camera, when we increase our every price to increase profit margin, it hurts our image rating. So we compensate that by spending money on CSR. And what we should have done, this is the biggest lesson that we learned and it's hurt the most, is that we have to pay more attention to financial management. I mean, in reality, if we have a zero ending cash balance, that is the catastrophe. So, oh my God. Okay. So for the lessons, we've learned a lot. Well, in reality, real businesses is much more complex than Globus. We have much more competitors, and the products is much more complex. We have a lot more variables that we cannot control. But there are a lot of similarities between the real business and Globus that we learned from our course. The first thing is to balance between short-term and long-term benefits. In the first years, we plan to do differentiation for both products. I mean, maybe in the long run, both will have high profit margins for our company, but we will have to trade off the short benefits of meeting investor expectation. The second is sustainable competitive advantage required a strategic plans. This means that our competitive advantage compared to other competitors is a high quality UAV drone. And we cannot have that competitive advantage if we not consistently spend money on R&D over the whole 6 years. Teamwork is important to succeed in the long run. Well, I mean, we cannot have this presentation if everyone not working in this project. And this also works in real life. In order to run a business, in order to expand a business, you cannot run it by yourself. And forecasting is crucial but not easy. This is the key factors that result in poor financial management. We underestimate the importance of forecasting and set our ending cash balance too low that result in overdraft bank loans. So in reality, forecasting will be much harder. And it is also, I mean, as the professor already mentioned, as we study, it is important to match our performance with forecasting. Being a market leader is not as important as satisfying shareholders. This means that you don't have to always be the best in industry, but you have to maximize the benefit of shareholders. This means that we do not have the highest market share out of every competitors, but we have the highest performance in terms of investor expectation as well as profit margin. So in reality, the shareholders are one of the most important stakeholders in our companies, so it is important to satisfy them. And last but not least, when the company is in a crisis, hire consultants. I know that in reality this happens a lot, and in our case, when we had a crisis in year 6, we asked for our friends who either tried simulation games or they had idea of running a business. We will pitch them what we have done, and they will advise us on what we should have improved. And that is one of the key reasons why we be able to reverse the entire game in year 7. So that's it of our presentation. Thank you all for listening, and if you have any questions,